Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, on behalf of your Denver-based podcast crew, we appreciate you joining us for the Friendly Vibes.
Coming to you live from TSS Universidad. And welcome to America, Top Shelf.
Hell yeah, brother.
Cheers. We got a Pabst and we got a Colorado double IPA.
To our goddamn freedoms.
Celebrating this country with our First Amendment rats. And maybe our second in a bit. We got a mandolin player in the house. One of the best in the world, in my opinion.
You just can't say that live on air, man. I'm a hobbyist.
Okay, how about this? One of the best hobbyist mandolin players on. How about this? You know you're a good mandolin player when he says, I'll bring a mandolin, not my mandolin.
That's true. The collection is growing. The quiver is getting bigger.
How many we got?
We're at 3 right now for mandolins, and then 2 banjos, a fiddle, and a guitar.
Guitar. And is the mandolin the fave? Or do you, you like obviously everything.
Mandolin is definitely the one I've put the most time into.
You're just so good at it, man. I'm just hoping we can capture something that you use as an intro, just like a fun little riff or something that you would give us the honor of when we have empty visual space to fill with audio.
Totally.
Put some strumming.
We can figure that out, absolutely. Just remember, you're not Theo Von, and I'm not Billy Strings, and it's not going to be as good as he did on Theo Von's show.
Oh, geez, I didn't even know that happened.
Oh, man, worth watching.
We're going to copy things today, folks, that we don't know exist.
Yes.
We're talking a little bit about the show, and Strider's never seen an episode. And so I said, it's like seeing how the sausage is made in here, putting up these lights and everything. I said, no, you don't even know what the sausage is. You don't know what the product is. This is fantastic, folks. One of my best metaphors. Strider's about to experience being thrown on the line to make a product that he doesn't know what it is.
That's correct.
And you're about to do it better than any other line worker that I've ever had on the factory floor.
Also true.
Because those shades and that shirt, and it being the 4th of July.
You know, I had to dress for the occasion. I don't know what else to tell you. Knock off Pit Vipers, it's just the way to go.
Knock off, that's what America's about.
I think everything I'm wearing was made in either China or Taiwan. So it's about as America as we can get.
Yeah, at this point, we're importing everything.
Yes.
Although we are starting to make fuel again, I noticed.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if this is for some war scenario thing, but
probably.
We're starting to produce our own gas and natural gas and all that stuff.
Oh, joy.
Good on us. We'll probably ruin our waters and airs with that, right?
Let's go. Yes.
They say you got to use your resources, right? That's what they taught us in school.
Amen.
We're just doing what they taught us in school. Strider, I was trying to think about because I think about you a lot, actually, in life.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
I know. And the times I think about you are, I watch The Simpsons at night, and I think, dang, though, the person that showed me the show is Strider. And then I think about beautiful string-playing instruments like a banjo, like a mandolin, and I think of you.
Hell yeah.
Anytime I think of youth football, I'm thinking of that fucking team, and specifically you diving below centers that were too slow because you were just quick and fast and could get in the gaps.
Fastest nose guard this side of the Mississippi, let me tell you. I was so small as a kid. It was hilarious.
And you'd go up against 250-pound 9-year-old from Brighton.
As tall as you, but twice as wide. And yeah, like you said, 9 years the fuck old.
It was impressive to see what American engineering in food science had done to make these children so large.
We love those corn-fed boys. Hell yeah.
That's what saves our country. That's what makes us great. If we don't have the largest of everything, the biggest of everything.
We need all of the Midwestern phenotype guys to stay within the United States.
Can you imagine if we lost all those dudes to Canada?
Oh, fuck, dude. We would just become Canada. Canada would grow all the way down to the Mexico border.
Canada, politically, I've been trying my best to continue to step back or just laugh at both sides because I think I got too educated about it at too young of an age, which disillusioned me. Maybe it was just the political time I also grew up in, but I became very disillusioned to the thing pretty early on.
Yeah, you're talking to a proud member of the Monarch High School Socialist Club. So I think we're both in the same boat there for sure. The longer this goes on, the less I like either fucking side at all.
And they're gonna never. We're kind of already... Here's the thing, is both sides should concede that, just their perceptions of the current system are flawed. The way that Republicans look at the world and the way that Democrats look at the world, both flawed. Because we have a lot of social systems that make us socialist in aspects of our culture.
In ways.
A lot of ways.
Sure.
A lot of important ways.
Yeah.
We could check off a few more important boxes to go yet, I would say. But
healthcare would be pretty tight.
I'd be down for that. They seem to make it work other places, but
right.
somehow they also can't afford guns other places. I think we could do both. It's just a weird venture, I have to say.
That's honestly, I think that's the only thing that will make America great again, is if we can continue having a bunch of fucking guns and also socialize healthcare.
Wow, okay. Has anyone taken this angle of politics? Like, ¿por qué no los dos? Especially with the modern climate? Hey, ¿por qué no los dos?
Exactly. All I want is for gay couples to be able to defend their marijuana plants with guns. And that's...
Bingo. I want a transsexual, bisexual, black woman to be on the Supreme Court to ensure that nobody understands anything, because the government shouldn't have an influence in people's lives as much as they do.
Ain't that the fucking truth?
Like, the government shouldn't say, hey, Strider, you can't marry this frog. Or that PBR. Strider, if you want to marry that PBR under law, I think you should be able to do it. If you want to leave all your money to that PBR and then we just set it by the PBR and then it's a free-for-all, I don't know how we've worked that part out. But
aren't there multiple people who have married the Eiffel Tower?
Oh, yeah, and like cats and weird other things.
Yeah, none of those can consent as much as a person the same sex as me can to marriage.
Absolutely.
I don't know, man.
Or a person, regardless.
Yeah.
But then you don't want to really,
an adult at least.
An adult, for sure. Maybe, but like really old people. Like, here's the thing, is I don't think that our current president should be able to consent to marriage with you. I think he's too far gone.
Too far gone? I agree.
But he's running our country.
That's the thing. I don't think anybody over the age of like 65 should be anywhere near allowed to make legislature.
Right.
Period. I think even like you have to run for president and obtain the presidency by the age of 61 so that you're out by 65.
I like that.
And you get one term if you play it like that.
I like that. I like that a lot. And we don't need anyone that's like 36. Like, get a few more like cycles of life.
Yeah. I'd say like you get a 20-year span where you could be president, and it's 45 to 65.
Right. I completely on board with that. Yeah, you should have to go through enough shit in this country. You got to be born here. You got to start the shit show from minute one.
Fair.
We can't change that law. No imported shitheads. You got to be well born and bred.
Homegrown shitheads. Thank you.
Shitheads in office. All right, heard it here first. That's my stance. I mean, I don't know. It's bold, but
it's about as American as you could possibly be about it. So
yeah, homebred shitheads for office.
Homebred shitheads, dude. I need a sticker that says that.
Man. So how's life been treating you aside from this, silly little game we seem to be pawns in?
Otherwise, this summer has been a fucking hot Strider summer.
Oh.
Top to bottom, absolutely.
Top to
I'm
bottom.
wearing crop tops. I'm showing off the midriff. Got a whole fucking blanket down here just for the female gaze.
Yep. Or the male gaze.
Amen.
And they thems.
Never been one to really judge too much on that. Never been one to parse through gender when it comes to partners, but either way,
it's just a bunch of complicated bullshit. Let's play the mandolin,
bro. Exactly. Otherwise,
so hot Strider summer.
Yeah, I have a fuck ton of free time, for better or worse.
Okay.
For those that don't know, I supervise a dispensary up in Longmont, Colorado. And
nice.
right at the end of April, it caught on fire overnight.
What?
Yeah.
The building?
Yeah, we had an electrical fire that started in our stockroom where like all of the product goes overnight every night.
Right.
And that kicked off at like 1:30 in the morning.
Oh, no.
And then my boss and I got to the building at 7 a.m. to open the shop, and it was full of smoke and flames. So they're still working on getting that fixed up. I've been out of a job since that day, naturally.
So do you get like pay or leave or anything like that? Or
they paid us for about a month and a half, almost 2 months.
That's pretty good of them.
It was not bad. And then we got furloughed. So now my job is waiting for me when I can come back to it, but I'm not getting paid.
Can you get like, could you go on like family medical leave?
I can go on unemployment. And I'm using like my fuckload of sick time to...
I'm a high school socialist guy.
Yeah.
Why aren't you already on the unemployment? That's a socialist benefit.
Because I'm fucking lazy.
Okay.
And it's been like a week and a half or
point
so.
For the non-socialists.
Hey,
the socialists are lazy. They can't even use their own programs. No,
in reality, it's that I make enough money to not be like really burdened. I have plenty of a nest egg to be able to pay my rent with and everything. It turns out selling drugs is lucrative. So
Well, and I also would probably sit in the same camp you likely do of like, I'm not going to use that resource unless I absolutely need it, because there are people who absolutely need it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we saw how fucking gummed up the system got over like COVID with all of that. And granted, a lot of those people did need it at that point, but like, yeah, just, you know.
The PPP loans were crazy.
Yeah.
Like they're just handing out checks to small businesses that like filled out a form.
Exactly. Like 10 minutes of paperwork and you're like afloat for...
Here's $35,000.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Money definitely isn't real.
Fucking man,
like
it isn't.
It definitely, certainly there was an argument to be made before that, but then when we printed it and all the, you know, monetary policy we did during COVID, it certainly looks very much more not real now.
Amen. Fucking man.
Maybe it's only real at scale.
I guess that's probably the best way to put it. But
yeah,
I don't know. The whole thing's just been a fucking headache.
It does feel like paying, you know, $20 for Chipotle that you used to pay like $10, $11 for is like, damn. It's like, come on. What are we doing here? It's feeling a little real.
Exactly.
But
it feels real when I have to pay rent. That's for sure.
Okay, so the job thing's a little bit touch and go, but you're obviously going to come back when the fire stuff mitigated. Yeah,
exactly. And so they're rebuilding right now. They had to gut the whole place and like redo all the electrical because of smoke damage, shit like that. And then after the building is done, we have to get approved by the Marijuana Enforcement Division, City of Longmont, and Fire Department. So I'm probably on summer vacation until like September.
Wow.
Yeah. Thankfully, I've...
Strider Boy summer.
Exactly, dude. And it's been nothing but fun so far.
I like it.
I've been out, I think, pretty much every week since like the start of May. I've seen at least one concert.
Nice.
Done some camping. Been all up around the mountains.
Let's talk about the concerts.
Okay.
Who have you seen? What do you like about concerts to begin with? Because you've always been a music enjoyer and a player, but... I know you first as someone like you went to concerts early on.
That's true. Yeah. Even in high school, I was going to shows a fucking lot.
Well, how old were you when you went to your first concert though?
My first concert was Franz Ferdinand and Green Day, at the Pepsi Center.
Whoa.
I was in 5th grade.
So we went to the same first concert you're telling me?
Yeah. When they were doing the fucking
All-American Rejects tour? 21st Century?
21st Century Breakdown tour. Yep.
Wow.
When he fucking caught the like beach ball out of the air and popped it with a knife and said, "This ain't no fucking Coldplay concert."
That was the most F-bombs I had ever heard, because I'd been relatively sheltered. I'd never heard that many F-bombs in my entire life. Billy Joel was just, fucking Denver!
Billy Joe.
Fucking doing tonight?
Exactly. Yeah, so that was...
Damn, I didn't realize that. That's cool. I went to that with my Uncle Bill, and he's no longer with us, so that's dope to think that you were also at that show.
Yes, sir.
And you're still in the world, so that's
shared
cool.
core memories, exactly.
Love
Rest
that.
in peace, Uncle Bill.
Rest in peace. Dude, I just found out my grandpa is going like right as we speak.
Oh, man.
I'm like fucking...
I'm so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
But he's like 94, has lived like... The thing is like... The thing that keeps me on the good side of it is like, man, he gets to join 2 of his kids, his wife up, you know, in the next realm.
Exactly.
And he's lived like a completely full life and created like, I don't know, like 60 to 70 lives in the process.
Right.
Like,
exactly.
It's just
like
crazy to think about the scale.
He's progenited.
Yeah. I mean, he had 6 kids and they all had several kids, and to think that the impact that he made through living in the 1927, I think he was born, till now.
Damn, yeah, that's fucking
It's
nuts.
like, what a life to leave. And that's why America is so great, is people like him and the lives that they live. And there's so many of those stories about.
They call him the greatest generation for a reason.
I mean, fucking, he was packing up to go fight in the East, and at 17, he was like, you know, send me.
Yeah, exactly.
And then they dropped the bombs, and then he got sent like right after that. And he's like,
Oops, guys.
That's probably for the better, right?
Missed it, sorry.
He still went, but
fuck yeah.
Still served, but
that's awesome.
There's cleanup or whatever.
Certainly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same about my grandma. She's like 85 this year, and like it sucks to see because her body's definitely failing her like way faster than her mind is.
Oh.
So she's still like mega with us, but like
just hurts all the time.
Fucking yeah, exactly. But she's also at a point where she's like said, you know, very out loud and to everybody, like, I don't have any friends left in my generation, and my life's been really good for a long time, and so like when it's time, it's time. And
yeah,
if she's cool with it, I think I have to be.
Yeah. And I think Grandpa's cool with it too, and knows what's waiting for him on the other side and all that. So,
Exactly.
good on them for having that strength and clarity that it seems our generation is fickle of. Let's say it's not
true.
non-existent, but we're fickle of it.
God, I can't wait to be like in a nursing home playing Smash Bros. Though that's gonna be sick.
You think we'll have Smash Bros in the nursing home?
We better, dude. That's where all of the last of the Wiis in the world should be. Is nursing homes in like 30, 40 years from now.
I've got a Wii here.
Well,
actually, no, I donated to my fraternity. Never mind. I don't. have
Oh, there you go.
one. Yeah, you gotta, pass it on to the next generation.
Exactly.
They're not gonna have. They want. See, we'll be like stuck in headsets, or they'll just plug us in at that point. There'll be a port.
True.
That we've
Yeah.
all got installed by the government.
Thanks,
then.
Elon.
I mean,
President Musk gives everybody a fucking USB port.
The first executive orders.
Everybody will be on Neuralink, even though we still haven't figured out how to not kill a monkey with it.
They challenge it in the courts, but they're like already doing the procedures on people. So it's like a matter of, emergency. Hey, and then they come back and they go, hey, what about that COVID thing? Hey, let's use emergency youth authorization so that we can USB up the entire country,
exactly.
just so we can plug them in.
That's, as of this week, dude, Elon's
Hey, it worked then, right?
fucking right.
I don't know. I wish I would have, I was with my grandma at the time and I got vaxxed because I was trying to keep her safe and it felt like the right thing to do. But in retrospect, it's like, oh, now you're telling me studies are coming out where it's like I might have a 37% less lifespan because I just tried to be a good guy. Thanks.
Yeah.
Whatever.
All of COVID was just such a clusterfuck of science happening in real time and then legislators reacting to information and
fucking up the science probably a bit.
Certainly. Yeah. I don't think anybody got out of there
clean,
fully untraumatized in some way.
Yeah. At least Pelosi's profile is looking pretty good. I think if you follow her profile this year, you're up 71%.
Yeah.
It's halfway through the year, folks. What are you missing out? Go to Unusual Whales. Maybe he'll give me a shout out on Twitter. Unusual Whales. He's got this live Congress tracker. I think you pay $10 subscription or whatever, but you get live updates at these, public. They have to file publicly that they've bought and
that they're
sold
trading
these.
like that. Yeah.
So he tracks it, and you can, have it auto generate these trades into your profiles and stuff.
That's the way to play the game.
It sounds like.
I've always fucking hated having to do anything with investing, but it seems like that probably
would be the way
to do it.
Hey, Charles Schwab, do this.
Yeah, exactly.
Send the numbers. Hey, isn't this Pelosi? Yes, you get it.
Yes.
Exactly. Fucking run the numbers.
I see you made all of these trades this morning as well. Thank you.
I'm pretty smart. What can I say? Unusualwhales.com. We don't have ads, but I like that guy's site, and it's cool that he's an independent dude trying to tear down the system, or at least give some more power to the common man. So,
seems worth plugging. Hell yeah.
Yeah. It's a socialist plug on the 4th of July. Let's go.
Let's go.
Bernie would be proud.
Amen.
What do you think they're going to do? Can we have some fun? I haven't had any exploratory poly talk.
Okay.
What the fuck's going to happen in this election? This episode's going to come out mid-August.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going to be well into.
So hopefully we're completely wrong because both of the fucking corpses at the front of the race have passed on at this point.
There it is, bingo.
If not,
and not on our own volition, natural cause.
No, I don't have it in me to kill a man. I had a dream about that 2 nights ago.
Killing a man?
Yeah, or I was blackmailed into having to kill someone.
Wow.
And I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Wow. So you just let them blackmail you?
No, I assembled a team of shitheads and one of them killed him.
Nice.
Yeah.
The greatest shitheads the world has ever known.
Yes.
You gathered past presidents together. I gathered the living presidents in one room, and
you'd be surprised, man. Actually, Jimmy Carter was the one who was most excited to kill him.
Yeah, specifically for the task. That's funny.
Oh yeah, no,
so you couldn't bring yourself.
I've never been an optimist, but I think probably Trump's going to win the presidency, and that's not something I'm particularly excited for.
Was it bad? 16 to 20?
It wasn't great.
Yeah. It wasn't great.
He did
It was fine. I was in college. It was fine. It was a little fucking climatic at college.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing. That
certainly funny though. More funny than the last 4 years have been.
Yeah.
I'll trade funny for chaos. We're already in chaos. I'll trade some funny. Give me some funny back.
I guess. But like, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe punk music will get good again.
Ooh, that would be cool.
Yeah, it didn't happen 16 to 20 though, so we're in the air on that.
Actually, how about this? That actually might be the right way to look at it. It's better. Right now, it's boring. Like, culturally, it's a little flat. Truly, I think across the board, like, there are certain industries where there's some stuff, like comedies making waves over the last 4 years, whatever,
Sure.
but there are people doing that.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a cultural, zeitgeist-based aura thing within people. If everybody's pissed off that Trump's in office, if all the cool creative people are pissed off that Trump gets in office again, and they start making awesome shit, like cool cars,
It's
like
a cultural
cool
plus
records,
for sure.
like if everybody starts doing mushrooms, I don't know.
That would be sick. I mean, it just didn't happen 16 to 20, and so I'm
Hesitant to think.
hesitant to think so exactly.
I don't know. Have we? Okay. What about in blue states? Maybe we can have some hope for in blue states, like Colorado, Washington, California, New York. These places where we're past. Like there's no
Right.
getting it back. Type of like you can't pull in the rails. Like we're gonna be a blue state.
I mean, you say that about
25
Colorado,
years.
but like we've still got the fucking Bobert heads out here, especially on the western slope. It's just a little different around like Delta and Grand Junction.
100%. But I'm saying a numbers game.
Yeah.
From an electoral college vote.
True.
Like,
Yeah,
I just
we're staying
pure
blue
numbers
that
game.
way.
We're gonna stay blue that way. So that's all I mean. But yes, we're gonna have a chasm grow between like eastern and western slope, and then just the Front Range metro area.
Yeah, exactly.
And even Colorado Springs could flip. You never know. I mean, enough people move from other places down there, and you get enough. I mean, I don't know.
I know a lot of hip young people in Colorado Springs right now. Surprisingly, that's a sentence I never thought I would say. Actually,
Colorado
but
Springs has it popping, dude.
it's kind of fun down there now.
Yeah, and it's a cool place. They got a good music scene down there.
Yeah, there's some good
Good
pickers. I
comedy
know
scene.
there's a couple good like bluegrass and country bands out of there that I like. I just can't think of any of them right now.
It's the Paps, man. It's the America. It's the freedom flowing through your
The
veins.
fucking Peebers.
We still have to flip over though, right? Even with you not seeing this, Mr. Production, we still need to flip at. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Just make sure. Our camera can't record past 30 minutes.
Oof.
You'll like this. You'd be like, why? That seems silly. It is very silly. The European Union decided that they were going to tax cameras at different rates. If it took pictures but also video, it was going to be videos over 30 minutes is how the law. The legislators wrote the law. Takes video over 30 minutes, taxed at a different rate. What did the manufacturers do?
Cap that shit at 30 minutes, baby.
It's not recording longer than 29.59. You can go fuck yourself. Tax us down here.
Jesus.
And so now we can't, without some extra expensive hardware, seem to record past 30 minutes.
Of course.
So we get to take little pause breaks, which is fine for the summertime in a garage.
Absolutely, I agree.
But, okay, what adventures are on your horizon? Anything that you're looking forward to or hoping to adventure towards in the near future? Cool camping spots, national parks.
Yeah, I mean, in the like immediate future, next week, nothing crazy, but going to Red Rocks for 2 nights of the string cheese incident.
That's like a cult kind of following band, right?
Yeah, they're a jam band with stinky hippies that'll follow them around the nation and all that for sure. Speaking of those, I'm seeing Fish later this summer as well.
At
Do
the
that
Sphere?
every year. No, they already did their Sphere run.
Okay.
They play Dick's Sporting Goods Arena
cool.
every Memorial Day, whatever the later one in the year is. Labor Day? I don't fucking know.
Labor.
Cool.
Labor?
Yeah.
Memorials come before labor.
Yes, of course. We remember the dead and then back to work.
So just concerts.
Yeah,
What's been the
concerts,
best show you've seen in the last couple years since I've seen you last?
Oh fuck, man.
Or a couple ones that you stick out, and why?
I mean, I volunteer at the Telluride Bluegrass Festival every year.
When is that?
It's always the solstice weekend, so it was 2 weekends ago.
Okay.
Sam
need to go
Bush
see
played
that
his
next year.
50th consecutive year this year.
Sam Bush of FTS? Is that the guy I'm thinking of?
No, he's from Newgrass Revival.
Okay.
But yeah, he's played that same festival 50 times in a row as of this year, which is
insane.
Yeah, he's been doing it for a bit.
Does he get posters every year? Because I know that festival is known for their posters.
He doesn't get like a specific poster made for it every year, but this year they made commemorative bobbleheads. And I got one of those.
That's sick.
Yeah.
A commemorative bobblehead is so cool.
Right. But yeah, this year was super fun. 2 years ago, Tyler Childers played. And that was like one of the best sets I've seen on that stage.
Wow.
He fucking kicks ass. He and Zach Bryan right now are probably my two top listened to. I've kind of fallen in love with country music in the past couple of years.
Look at that. The free prefrontal cortex settles in, and suddenly the man likes country music.
It's fucking true, man.
He loves American country music and
Happens to everybody.
his constitutional rights. It's pre-onset republicanism, I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Strider. You don't like to hear it, but I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. Most of the country I listen to is about like labor rights. It used to be really pro-union before 9/11, and people forget that.
Right. You're like the blue-collar worker type vibes, yes.
Yes, exactly. We will never forget about all the coal miners in West Virginia, damn it.
Who? Sorry.
Based.
Don't even know who you're talking about.
Mega based take.
Just heard of fentanyl.
That's kind of sick.
All I heard was Purdue Pharma's killing it.
It's giving height.
Yes, it is. Oh, but I heard also that.
Full circle, though. Bunch of illegals.
That's my favorite.
Bunch of illegals.
Bunch of illegals. I'm sure they have them in those plants. They got to have them. They got to pay. They got to undercut wages to have the profit.
And they work harder.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages.
We're headed to a break, folks, and you're going to have to join us on the other side. We'll be right back. We're back. We're live. And we're still having fun with an old buddy.
Hell yeah, bud. What have you been up to in the past 4 years since I've seen you?
The past year, I have been consistently grinding 60 hours plus a week, 2 jobs, loving it, just working hard, had a stable relationship, got engaged.
Let's go. Congratulations.
Thank you. Very excited about that. Trying to plan a wedding, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm scared to do that, honestly.
Are you engaged as well?
No, but it's coming up pretty quick.
Nice. Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you, yeah.
I was going to say, you've been with someone for how long now?
I've been with Madison for 4 years as of next month.
Good for you, man.
Thank you.
Nice. Yeah, I unfortunately with her work, she's in mental health services, and so I have to like keep off of my socials, even my private socials and everything, because it's like, actual people with problems that cause harm onto others, is like who she's trying to help.
Fair.
So it's like, it sucks because like I want to have I want to do stand up and like have a career in entertainment or whatever, and it's like that's the kind of price I'm gonna have to pay, is like trying to keep my family safe.
That is brutal, yeah. It's just, you're just gonna have to get really good at having a very separate work and home life, but
yeah, I'm cool with
that's
that.
what it is. Yeah, exactly. I love people not knowing about the shit I'm up to. That's why I spend like at least 20 hours a week right now out of phone service.
I like that.
Oh,
dude.
yeah,
Are you
dude.
finding that your like mental health is better with that kind of life?
A little bit.
You've never really been a big social media guy, like too
Never
much
been a
on the
real
phone.
poster. I'll doom scroll now and then, but
Okay. All right.
yeah, it's symptomatic of the times, I think.
Yeah.
Any scrolling becomes doom scrolling
Yeah.
really fucking quick out here. So,
You're saying the algorithm is good.
oh, the algorithm is really good at doing exactly what it was built to do. That's for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, man, it loves selling you shit, and it's really good at figuring out what you want to buy but don't need.
What have you bought that you don't need through it? This is a fun game.
I try to not do that, but definitely like a Dark Souls t-shirt.
Okay.
And I try not to go for like the gizmos and gadgets. Like
'cause
I'll
they
see
never
like
work,
yeah,
right?
personal fans or whatever that you're like loop onto your belt and it blows up your shirt or some shit, and it's like that's broken in a day. I don't know.
Yeah. That's unfortunate because it looks cool.
They
I love
advertise
it well. The marketing's great.
That's the thing. These drop shippers really, really know how to market their gizmos and gadgets, but holy fuck. What a crazy whole system.
So I've been trying to and wanting to get people have been asking for something they can hold in their hands, a product, a sticker, a t-shirt, a hat.
Totally.
For Intolerable. And I want to do it the right way. I've got this book thing that's a whole separate thing. But like, I want it to be something that like we make by hand, or we make in Colorado, or like we don't fucking just import from China and breaks.
Fuck that.
You
You know
know.
what you need?
What do we need?
A Sibian.
What's a Sibian?
Oh, it's a really advanced sex toy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Look at you, producer. Why don't you ruin your phone real quick? Sibian? How do you even spell that?
I believe it's Sybian.
An intolerable Sibian.
An intolerable Sibian. As tall as Sean.
Okay, so what is a Sibian do? Describe for a listening audience.
It's like
Turn the phone around.
it's like a little hump that you sit on top of, and it's got a dildo. It's a fuck machine that you ride, basically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Think of
from
that
the
with your
Shane
logo
Gillis
on the
dad's
side of it.
bit. Have you seen the Shane Gillis like porn dad bit?
No.
Oh, dude, it's great. You're not seeing that. OnlyFans dad is a great bit. Skit or whatever. Anyway, that looks intense. Too intense for what I need. Let me tell you. I don't think the market's working with $500 to spend.
Fair.
Otherwise, my Patreon would have a lot more subscribers for the eating tier. Just giving away content. Nobody wants it. Some people want it, just not enough. They're yet to find the hidden gems. I'll just say that.
Fair. Patreon seems like a tough thing to like keep up with because you got to make like a decent amount of Patreon content for it to feel worth actually like the subscription cost.
Yeah.
At least in my experience. There's like only one Patreon that I've stayed subscribed to.
Which one's that?
Subscribed to. The Yard Podcast.
Okay. What's the Yard Podcast? I haven't heard of this. Or maybe I have.
It's kind of headed by Ludwig Ogren, who's a streamer and like YouTuber.
Mm-hmm.
And it's him and 3 of his buddies who have all like worked in like the esports space before and are really like into sort of just like gaming media in general. And not unlike this, they just sit around and shoot the shit.
Yeah, that's sweet.
Yeah.
I have a few that I've supported for a while.
Hell yeah.
On Patreon. That it's like that kind of same vibes where it's like, oh no, I follow this because I enjoy the people. And like, you know, they're putting it out every week or whatever.
Exactly, yeah. And I talk a lot of shit about podcasts that are just white guys with nothing to fucking do or say. A, I'm on one right now, I guess, but B,
I don't know about that.
They're kind of my favorite formats of podcast for whatever reason.
I mean, here the other thing is I find it fascinating. It's a human trait to hate on the things that we all consume as well. It's like
for sure.
People shit on like New York realtors. Like me. I think real estate's dumb. Yeah. Realtors are really dumb. New York real estate especially dumb. What did I watch for this morning for 40 minutes? This new like Selling Millionaire, the most expensive penthouse in the world show. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's the only good haters are the ones that are like really immersed in the things that they hate. Oh, you know, the best haters are the biggest fans.
Well, you have to. I learned this in like a early political onset of my life of like, oh no, I'm better at the debating of things because it's like, oh no, I go to public school in a very liberal place and at home it's relatively conservative. Fair. And because I'm getting all these sides and all these things, I'm a little bit better than you've only thought this way.
Yeah, exactly.
Person when we walk in the same. So that I think serves you value in life you learn the other side so you can understand it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And also learn to hate the things you love.
Yes. Yeah, that's great advice. What's something that you love that you hate? Or learning to hate?
I mean, bluegrass music for sure. Shit sucks. It's stale. It's been stale since the 70s. Anyone who's doing anything new with it is just copying the Grateful Dead. And yet, I play mandolin. Like every day, I play the mandolin. Well, and I play old-time traditional fiddle tunes on it. Okay. Like I'm stale.
You can't come up with something new?
God, no.
So there is nothing
I wouldn't dare, man. Bill Monroe's gonna fucking come back from the grave and fucking throw a big rock at me or some shit. I don't know.
That is funny because it's probably the same way in comedy too. In a lot of ways, I'm thinking about of the art form. You need to follow in the footsteps of greats. If you're cutting out of the lanes, people are kind of like often like, "What the fuck's going on here?"
And I mean, the last people to like really consistently successfully do that was like the alt comics in the mid '90s, like Patton Oswalt and Janine Garofalo and David Cross and all those guys.
Yes.
And since then, yeah, it's like basically been either do what they do or do the shit that was popular before them.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there are new ideas always and new concepts and ways to approach life and thinking, but ultimately you're just people talking about your experience.
You're not wrong.
How crazy different can it get? I mean, it's just instruments playing notes, right? How crazy different can it get?
True.
But we seem to love it because of the diversity of experience, because of the diversity of notes, because of the diversity of the way you approach anything.
Also true. And also I love a genre that's defined by its constraints as well.
What do you mean by that?
Like modern art is a good example. Like the first like early modern art, they were all trying to operate under like things like shit. The paint should be applied so smoothly that you can't see any single brush stroke and stuff like that. And like stick to this color palette or this like using very specific like outlining techniques and things like that. And if it goes out, if it breaks, more than like one of those rules at a time, it's not modern art anymore. It's something else. You're dealing with Dadaism. You're dealing with like, you're getting more specific. You're creating subgenres.
So we've kind of advanced, and I agree at this point as a society where it's like we have all this creativity and expansion of experience to the degree that we're necessarily put in a box?
Yeah.
You have to pick a box?
It's not that you have to, and there are certainly people who do like a lot of genre bending.
Right. But you will inevitably be put in a box. Society.
To some, exactly. You're going to get categorized.
Or they're going to make a box for you.
Yeah, exactly. You're either already in the box or you're defining the rules for a new box.
Interesting. I got to think more about my box.
Yeah. Everybody should think about their box at least 1 or 2 times a day.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we encourage ponderance of thought often on this podcast, but think about your box, folks.
Thank you.
Think about it. Is it dry? Is it big? Is it small? Is it wet?
How does it smell?
Is it on fire? Your box.
Could it be on fire?
Is it full of goods and services? Your box. You tell me, hey, bro, don't judge a box by its cover.
Amen.
Its door.
Or its contents, for that matter.
Yeah, hey.
Let's stop judging boxes.
What can we judge the box by?
Every box is beautiful.
No. That's bullshit. We got to be able to judge boxes. How are we going to judge? We're talking completely ephemerally here, and we're not actually talking about boxes that you think we're talking about. But how do we judge these boxes that we necessarily have to be put in or pick between? I
mean, getting back to like the philosophical points of it, you just got to figure out what box you like to be in and what box makes you comfortable to exist inside of.
Right, but then you have to judge the other boxes.
Yeah, because they don't make you comfortable and they're foreign and they're scary and they're alien.
Bingo.
You'd be like fucking H.P. Lovecraft and just hate everything you don't know very well.
Yes. Okay. So that is the ultimate conclusion. Is you learn yourself really well, you learn that you hate everybody else even more.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out which faith to follow.
Sikhism.
Sikhism, you think?
Sure.
Hey, that sure is pretty convincing.
Thank you.
I'm pretty convinced by that sure.
Let's go.
I'm going to try out this bit coming up in Moab, which will have already happened. So this may or may not have bombed.
Let us know in the comments.
But they won't have been there probably in the comments, but hopefully you were. I would love it if you were there.
Not if you're promoting like that, brother.
Yeah, fair enough, brother. Come to Moab, Utah. It's already happened. See? Yeah. So tell me how I'm supposed to promote ex post facto, and then I'll get to that, Strider.
Sick.
Once you teach me the ex post facto, whatever.
I'm working on a time machine right now, actually. It's funny you say.
My mom got breast cancer recently.
Really?
And I was really banged up about it. But I was a little angry at myself because I was more banged up about it because I felt like I would feel less banged up about it and less sad if my mom didn't have such a rock and rack. Like the kids would come over when I was a kid and they'd be like, Sean's house has got a shelf. And I'm like, yeah, we have lots of shelves.
What are you talking about, boys?
There's a whole fucking kitchen. Took me prefrontal cortex later to
really get that.
Really understand
totally.
what they were talking about. And now I'm feeling, deep loss.
Really fucking hurt by it.
That's the bit. That's the joke.
That's a good bit.
It is true. She did have breast cancer, but
man,
hopefully the titties are still staying on. That shelf is safe for now.
Fingers crossed.
I mean, if you can't cheer on your mom's titties, what can you cheer on?
Amen. It's
America. 4th of July. What's more patriotic than cheering on your mom's rack?
Yes, brother.
Yes, brother. What is?
I said, hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, I was going to say. I thought you had something more patriotic. I'm like, I'll take it. I'm taking suggestions.
Box is open.
I find myself, I've been doing this thing where I write a joke a day, minimum a joke a day. And I'm on like 400 and something now, 450, something like that, 440 something.
There you go.
But a lot of them are very silly and stupid. Like, that's fun though. That's kind of where I find myself kind of fitting into my lane or whatever. But I'll give you the one from yesterday. Today's hasn't come yet, but my friend was so poor growing up that his family's cruel jokes they played on one another, they were always gruel jokes. Yeah, you've heard of not having a pot to piss in, but my buddy, he didn't even have a rice cake to toss. I get it. That joke, it's poor, Ridge. Come on, I'm one of Denver's top edible liquids comics. I got 10 minutes on gruel, 15 on soup. Don't even get me started on smoothies.
That's good.
Yeah. It's bad, but
No,
you gotta write every day.
Exactly. That's the fact that those are what's coming out of this practice is fucking great, honestly.
You're okay with it? Okay,
Yeah.
keep going?
Yes,
Cool.
definitely.
All right, as long as I have Strider's approval, the only other person alive that I know that's been at my first concert, let's do it.
We need more people with that opinion.
Yeah, you find someone who was also at your first concert and let them be your life coach.
Let them, exactly. They've got something in common with you that no one else you know has, probably.
Yep. They heard the F-bomb that many times that night.
And if you find multiple people who are all there, it's time to overthrow the government and start an oligarchy.
Woo!
Yes. We were all at
Start and all
Dave Matthews Band in 1998.
And now we're leading the free world.
Dumping shit off bridges is now fully legal.
You said become an oligarchy?
Well, become a clearer oligarchy where we know who all of the leaders are.
Actually, even then I'm going to push back. I think we already know who the leaders are of the oligarchy.
Fair. You're not wrong.
I think I could look up the banks.
I think you could really figure it out quickly.
Who are the primary dealers of the Fed? Who gets the best rates? Okay.
What?
Who owns those companies? Okay. Shoot. But you're right. It does take a little more research. They should advertise it on CNN.
Yeah, exactly.
These are the oligarchical leaders. Tonight on your oligarchy.
I mean, fuck, it'd be more realistic than calling it our democracy.
It's a republic. It's a democratic republic. You should have paid attention in civics.
For as long as we don't change the name, okay?
Well, we are deep in a generation of semantic gymnastics. I will acknowledge that.
God, dude, that's my least favorite thing about our generation is all the fucking debate perverts who just want to make an argument out of goddamn everything.
No, it's not even an argument. It is a shifting of words around offense.
True.
And shit.
Yeah.
It's but yes, it's used in truly an argumentative political tool. Right. You're true. You're right about that. But I love it. I'm here for it. I get the Cabal blast every morning to my phone. Update of the rule book. I read through it. I go, huh? Really?
Okay.
No way. A couple more. You don't say. And then I walk out in the world as a ready participant in the semantic gymnastics. I'm ready to go. Anyone that crosses my path, I'm like, actually, that's not what they said. Do you not get the emails?
You're not getting a text from the Cabal every morning?
Bro, I'm telling you. I used to just get the email blast, but then I realized I was missing some of those.
You need the pop-up notification. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah,
my
that
phone's
shit's got
always by me.
Exactly.
Because I keep them in my head because of the, radioactive.
Oh, well, yeah, you got it. It's
I
like
charge
RFK,
it,
dude. You got to get your brain leaking.
Right next to my head.
Yeah.
I heard it takes out the parasites.
Ah. Someone should tell him.
I think his is already gone. He said, allegedly.
He says, yeah.
I mean,
it's crazy that that's the second worst thing to happen to a Kennedy's brain.
Third, probably.
No, lobotomies are chill. Lobotomies are chill.
Fourth, actually. You got to count the plane crash, too. I mean...
I guess, yeah.
Okay.
I don't think about that being localized to the brain, but it definitely affects it.
But it affects it. Yeah, for sure. There's four. He's fourth on the list.
That's fucked up.
What a crazy...
You got to get him more worms.
I do think objectively you have to step back and think, why the fuck else, other than fighting for Americans, would this motherfucker be stepping in the crosshairs?
Honestly, man,
unless it's either you're a CIA agent and this is an op.
He could be a Fed.
Or what the fuck are you doing? And you only care actually about helping people. But
he's in politics, so it can't be that one.
But really? Okay. All right. Fair. I mean...
if you're that high up in politics, you're more worried about the money.
But he's not, though. It's
fair.
So I guess he's coming... Yeah, I don't know. I struggle because it's dude, you don't need this. It's the same thing with Trump, though. It's Trump's either really in it for the people or he's part of the, inner cabal. And he's doing a mission. He's on, retainer. I don't see an outcome.
I just think some people are crazy enough and obsessed enough with their own success and their own how they're seen by the public that it doesn't he doesn't need it.
That's fair.
Of course he doesn't need it, but he fucking wants it, and he's really not used to getting or not getting things he wants.
Right. Okay. That's what it is more. It's a lustful greed for continuing to win in all outcomes of life.
I think so.
I think that's a good take on it. It's better than thinking that they might all just either be for us or against us. I think it's a healthier take for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I like to remind my friends that like the government really doesn't impact our lives that much. Thankfully, here, at least here in Colorado. Like,
very true.
Like, there are few issues that they like truly do have an impact on. They've chosen to, over the last few years, make an impact on those issues, for worse, but in my opinion, but
I mostly agree, I think.
But however, I also never understood back in 2016 why Trump, I thought he would win in a landslide if he just won the Republican ticket and then said, I will legalize marijuana nationally on day one.
It would have changed some things.
As a businessman, I see this as a huge positive on society for creating wealth, creating welfare, and not putting people of color in jail. And if he said those words, I think he just wins in a landslide. Never fucking did it, and he still won. It's like, that made me rethink things a little bit.
I feel that, yeah.
Why wouldn't you think that that's the right... And they keep talking about that issue. Like someone raises a fuss, and they're like, hey, how about weed? And they'll finally respond to it, and they'll be like, yeah, we're getting to that.
Yeah. First, we have to make sure no one can
most of the states, most of the people have voted to make it legal.
Yeah.
At this point.
Exactly. I hate to think that it is just going to be like a state-by-state thing until all 50 have their own recreational laws, because that's logistically a fucking nightmare. The fact that, like, because the way that works right now, I think maybe the Pacific Northwest might have made some laws that work against this, but generally, everything you get cannabis-wise in any state is being produced and grown and processed in that state.
Has to.
Can't leave state lines. Yeah.
Crazy. Which is bad for the economics of the product. Yeah,
exactly. It drives up costs. It makes things either like super commercialized, like you either have these giant pot farms that are not getting like the care that the plant deserves, or you're getting like really, really boutique options. And so you're kind of losing a middle ground price in there. You're either getting like dirt cheap bud or bud that you have to pay a fuck ton for. And I think if we could just take down like a couple cornfields in Nebraska and replace them with weed and have like enough people working it to make sure the weed is decent, you could probably cover like a couple states worth of weed consumption.
Oh yeah.
And so, there's no way that the business model can really succeed unless
the Fed buys in.
Especially because
of the banking problem.
Yeah, exactly.
That's one of the biggest problems.
Safe Banking Act did not pass either, which has fucked up like investors and stuff like that in bigger businesses. We're still able to like bank technically, but it is all through like local shit, and it's just a headache that doesn't have any reason to exist except for the fact that we can put more colored people in jail if it stays illegal.
Bingo. That's what it is. Has been.
And
you know that, Kamala, because you were on the head of that.
Amen.
In California.
Just big into that.
Big into it.
Yeah, so that's literally why...
Nobody knows better than Kamala. Let me tell you. A lot of blacks in jail. Okay?
Yeah. So
it's just silly.
Probably
it's
why both sides want to keep it illegal is just because private prisons make so much fucking money.
Okay, so that's the big thing that I tie it all back to in my head. Is like, even with the state-by-state option's better because it means that you drive across to X state, even if they're both legal, I can pop you and put you in a cage and pay some company to take care of you.
God forbid we fuck up the commissary industry.
Seriously.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Sodexo might get really mad.
Literally, dude. Get Sodexo and Aramark.
Fuck you, Sodexo.
God, fuck Sodexo.
Did you have them at your college?
I did. And then I also had them at a jail I went to.
Hey, how about that? Sodexo. We cross all guys. Industries.
Yeah, exactly.
Feeding your educated youth and providing food for those prisoners that you don't want in life anymore.
All of the shit the college doesn't want to buy, the prison will.
Is that how it works?
Probably.
If
I had to put money on it.
You're like, I'm a guessing man.
I never said I was going to come in here with like facts and data or anything.
This isn't a facts and data show. This is a fun, free will, free speech show.
I'm a vibes-based debater, okay?
This is a vibes-based debate show, so you're here from the right place.
Amen.
Well, we got to get some picking. How close are we getting? 2? All right, well, might as well bail out and just head over to the Patreon. If you want to follow us, head to patreon.com/intolerable. full eating episode with this man. The myth,
Uh-oh.
the legend, the nose tackle, Strider Carnes.
That's right.
Since you've never heard an episode, I'm going to kick it to break with our signature radio identification. You listen to radio in your life, right?
Oh, yeah.
You're listening to 91.1. Oh, shit, was that another plane? We'll be right back. We're back. We're live. It's the After Hours show. Of course we're tuned up. How could you not be? It's
Fully
the 4th
greased.
of July.
Yes, sir.
And we are fans of, being independent thinkers. So we're going to think independently.
Whatever that means.
How do I turn off my rear differential on my thought? Unlock the rear diff for this after hour segment.
Big fat dab.
You said I've always been known to be a cougher. It's true.
It's very true.
Even back to my early days. The lungs are powerful, but they have to cough.
They redline quickly, but man, do they have some fucking horsepower.
Holy shit. I don't even know about quickly. I think they just redline. They keep redlining. You're like, how's this car not fucking exploding? And the car keeps going.
We love it.
But yes, I often, to answer your question off air, you said, do you remember Sean Dabbs? Yes. The Sean Dabbs lore doesn't live on. I wish it did, but it was retired. I think I'm still in senior yearbook with Sean McGann on my shoulders, dabbing. I think the quote and for best buds is for the fans.
That's as much of a legacy as you could fucking have,
America.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck it. Yeah, legacy, like legacy schmagacy. Legacy schmagma, am I right?
Amen.
People that don't understand common phrases. Legacy schmagma, am I right? The apple doesn't fall far from the cotton mill. What?
That's a chip off the old ball.
So what else? What else shall we discuss? We've gone way too heavy into politics, and
That's true. I told myself this morning too that it wasn't going to be a political podcast, and I knew that wasn't going to happen.
I led you deep astray because I think you're funny, and I think talking about it with you is lighthearted and fun.
Yeah, I try not to make it a bad time because it's such a bad time.
That's a great way to put it. Try not to make it a bad time. It is a bad time.
Yeah, exactly. It does that on its own really effectively.
To think that I would have ever wanted to, make a difference or could have made a difference. Man, I was optimistic one day.
Yeah, happens to the best of us.
Did we get out of this? Does it keep getting worse?
I don't know, man.
I think we just need to all find a way to chill with each other.
Yeah, right. Everyone should be dabbing for the fans.
There it is. I think shrimming for the fans, though, realistically more
Couldn't
effective.
hurt. Yeah.
People break their brains, realize that they don't matter.
K-holing for the fans.
I've never K-holed for the fans. What would that be?
Oh, man. Well, it's, I think, the best dissociative possible. There's a reason that they use it so often in new wave PTSD and treatment-resistant depression therapy.
Right.
And it really does allow you to kind of get outside of yourself and see things from a more third-person perspective.
That could be really valuable.
It can
we
be.
Get stuck in our own self so much.
And people do liken it to DMT as well, except DMT has a lot of commonalities between people's trips, right? There's a reason there are forums online about the fucking machine elves and stuff like that.
Okay.
Whereas ketamine seems to be a different experience for everyone to a certain extent.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. And DMT is LSD?
It's similar. It's a lot more intense and faster acting. It tends to be a 25-minute trip or so. But it fully rips you away from reality really, really quickly.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm ready.
Everybody says a person I knew well in high school.
They need to do it.
Yeah.
Nowadays, all these young people come to me. They say DMT.
My rule has always been always let it come to you. Don't ever seek it out.
Yes.
And then it feels a lot more like the time is right, at least.
Yeah. That's how it was for me and mushrooms eventually, trying them the first time.
Absolutely.
I never gone like super heavy or like broken everything with them or anything like that, but I think that's fine. Probably better off that way.
Mushrooms are crazy. They fuck with my stomach a lot, so I don't really do them much. But like any mushroom kind of bugs my stomach, even like edible ones. So
right.
Yeah.
Are you eating non-edible mushrooms? I was going to say that might be part of the stomach problem.
Gotta try everything, brother. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. Make sure I'm allergic.
Confirmation bias. Love it. No, I do think that trying psychedelics and drugs altogether was like a super scary thing for me as a younger kid. Because like in my house, it was like drugs. Like marijuana is like meth. It's like heroin. It's like we don't do that. You're going to throw your life away.
Sure.
And it's like, I now would have to think, how would I want to parent my kid towards drugs? And it's got to be such a difficult fucking game
exactly.
to try to play.
Especially being in the weed industry, I have no idea how I'm really going to do it. But I also don't know if I'm going to have kids, honestly. So
sure. All right, let's do a situation. You have a child, and they come to you, and they're like, "My friends are starting to smoke," and they're like 14, let's say. What advice at this stage of your life would you think you'd offer them? Of course, hopefully you're going to be later when you have a kid that's 14.
Yeah, right.
If you had a randomly a 14-year walks into your life now, it's kind of whoa.
That'll throw some things off for sure.
I've got more questions.
Yeah, I would too. That's for sure. Mostly around child support.
Like, where's my money? Yes. Well, you haven't seen the kid, so I don't know. If
more so, I'd be terrified about what I owe.
Good point.
I mean, I would lay down the facts.
I'm the kid.
I would say, look, buddy, your brain is still developing, and when you're old enough to legally purchase it, I have no problem. And even before then, maybe, but not very long before then. So just cool it until you're a senior and you're making straight A's, and then we'll have the conversation about smoking weed in your off time.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I like that. Good way to approach it.
Yeah.
Get your way into a school, get acceptance.
Exactly.
You know.
Or even if they don't want to go to school.
Yeah.
Because that's financially, I'm not going to complain. I'm going to say, hey, trade school is a great idea for you. You've made C's throughout all of high school. Maybe look into being a mechanic, my friend.
Mechanic.
Some shit like that.
Dude, the trades, I feel like people that go into the trades now in 25 years are going to be millionaire, 10 millionaires, centimillionaires.
Yeah, and I mean, a good number of the people that are in the trades now had, and are our age, that I know, had enough money, if they weren't fucking around, to
buy
purchase a home before COVID.
Right.
And now they're sitting super pretty.
On a bag.
Yeah.
Fat bag.
So, you know.
But, whatever.
I don't think it's a bad idea, but.
Fair enough. I think comparison's tough. It's tough, especially within your generation when you're like, we've only had a short run since, you know, high school of what, 8 years ago now?
Yeah, exactly. You know? And I mean, even like everyone who stayed the course and went to 4 years of college right after high school for us did their last year of college completely online. Mm-hmm. Most of them, at least.
Yeah.
And yeah, then the job market got weird after COVID.
Yeah, I mean, I missed out on all the fun of all the work I did to get to that last semester, senior year, flunk day, you know, senior formal, all the fun shit from all the work. None of it. Didn't graduate, didn't want, you know.
Exactly.
Like, well, wow. Way to really reinforce that it's all fake and a scam.
Exactly.
Like, you just lost my vote forever in anything. My new position is stupid to go to a place to think an outcome will happen. Always across the board. To think that you, Shredder Carnes, go to a place for a thing and that an outcome will be the result of that, in whatever your belief or backing it.
That's a naive thought?
Naive and dumb for you to think. And I on both sides, all sides, I will now hold this belief.
Interesting.
I'll change it, I'm sure, at some point. But like right now, this is my new belief on this.
Okay.
You going to a place thinking a thing, you're dumb for thinking a thing will happen because you're there. What do you matter?
Fair, I guess. I think it can depend on the thing.
Nope. Never across the board. Always no. It's always dumb. Almost always never results in an actual thing. Thing will happen regardless of if you were there or not, period.
So no single person can be
no
like
single
the
person matters whatsoever.
the catalyst for a thing.
Never, unless you're gonna assassinate Franz Ferdinand.
I was gonna bring that up.
I knew it. I saw your brain go, and I was like, I'm gonna beat him there.
You really pulled it out.
Buff this guy.
That was impressive.
Thank you. You host 120 episodes of a podcast, you finally get decent.
Let's go.
Let's go. I don't even think I'm there yet. There's some deleted ones, probably. I don't know.
Fair.
Some ones that were nuked by the fire of 83.
God damn.
That fire.
Those Russians.
To think that we were hiding under desks thinking that would prevent nuclear war at one point of our country.
I mean, Boulder High School has tunnels. They've got secret tunnels under them.
Secret tunnels.
Yeah. Secret tunnels.
You know, they say that like DIA has like hundreds of miles of secret tunnels, and it's like kind of like the whole like hub for a countrywide secret tunnel thing. I don't know. I don't wear aluminum much, but
me neither.
Some of my friends pass me the hat from time to time.
There's a lot of conspiracy around that, yeah. That it's like the hub for either lizard people or like a place for all of the world elites to go in case shit hits the fan.
See, that I could kind of believe.
That one, like
the lizard people stuff, whatever. But like they need a place for the billionaires to go.
Yeah. That one I think is more believable, but I like to think it's like the lizard people. And there's a portal to Agartha, which is Hollow Earth. If you don't know, that's where all the Nazis and giants live now.
Nazis and giants? Mm-hmm. Why those two?
The Nazis escaped there
because they're the real OGs.
Hey.
No, I don't know.
What the fuck did I just get myself into?
I have no idea.
No, but
the center of the Earth. How would that work?
Yeah, it's Hollow
supposed
Earth.
To be molten lava. Like hard, it gets harder and more compact and hotter.
That's what the giants and the Nazis want you to think, man.
I read a book in school. I was 5. They showed me a pattern. It was hard.
Dude, I love looking at the more wacky anti-science conspiracy theories like those. I enjoy those way more than like the political ones.
Okay. Another one that I enjoy, just like out of like how the fuck do people, the flat Earth and this whole like firmament thing.
Yeah.
So like, is it that like a firmament's like a snow globe? And it's like the globe of the snow globe where like you can't get the little fragments out of the snow globe?
I think. I don't know. I haven't gone too deep onto flat Earth because it's...
Can we go flat Earth theory? Can you just give a little...
destroy your history more.
We want targeted ads. Let me know what targeted ads you get in the next couple of days here, Riley. It'd be funny to know. If he gets like a bunch of like targeted political ads for like one person.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, he's going to get a bunch of Bobert
That'd be super hilarious to me.
Yes.
That'd be so good. No, I think that those preposterous things against just like, how could you, again, maybe it fits into my whole other theory. How could you as one person ever kind of know if there's a firmament or not?
I
Whether
suppose
you've got a telescope to that extent. Like, sure, you got all these fancy things that make you like think you have all this kind of stuff. How do you never really know?
There's a really funny video of flat earthers who are like trying to prove that the Earth is flat, and they use this like light calibration thing.
Okay.
And they're like, if it is off, then that proves that there's no curvature to the Earth, and if it's on, then that's
curve.
There's a curve here. Exactly. And so they do it, and you can just watch them prove themselves wrong in real time.
What are their reactions?
That's interesting. And I've only seen it to the point where the video cuts off. I don't know if there's a longer cut out there, but yeah, they just very quickly, like, all of them lose their smiles. They come in like super robust, and then immediately they're like, it must be something with like our machine calibrations, or yeah, exactly.
What's wrong with this? Something's wrong here. No, these can't be right.
Basically.
Yeah. That's hilarious. I've seen one where they like shoot like light through like I think fences.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, the shadow, blah, 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 blah. And then it does exactly what it's not supposed to do. I think we're
talking about maybe in the same
Okay,
video.
cool. Yeah. Like, wild. So good. But, you got to test your hypothesis.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I love the gusto they have going into it. And they're like, they had the balls to at least test it.
Well, you got to be a dreamer.
Exactly.
Like this guy on Joe Rogan talking about how he's got new new periodic tables and a theory for how it all fits together and the dark matter of the universe and the Terrence Howard, right? That's his name? Terrence Howard on the... No? You don't know about this? No.
I don't keep up with Joe.
All right. Well, this guy has been talking mad crazy shit, and all the science community is up in arms like, this guy's a lunatic.
All right.
And
that happens every once in a while.
It totally does. And there's this one scientist that I guess came back on the show with this guy and like tried to, you know, be like, hey, like, don't go past this point because you start to sound crazy, and like trying to encourage him or whatever, because he thinks some of his geometry and stuff is very interesting. Basically, he's got these ideas about how everything is waves. And it's the same type of stuff literally the same type of stuff you'd hear if you go to a mental hospital and you're like around
Wasn't
people
there
that are
like
struggling with.
Didn't this like already happen where there was another scientist who proposed like a different periodic
Unified
table?
theory, yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, doesn't it just like predict shit incorrectly, we've found out? And that the like Mendeleev just fucking got it and won, and it makes more sense to use that table.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's also something about like how it's set up, and if the terms are set up in a different way, and how someone's already represented notes of the periodic elements. Yeah, I don't know, but it seems very on the edge of complete lunacy, like
Cool.
you hear in like a loony bin.
Cool.
Which I've been in and would know what they sound like.
Fair.
People in there that are struggling with things that aren't real. And then reality of actual science, or these shapes being actually useful or new to us, which he has patents for, he says. Got like 91 patents, he says, for these shapes.
Huh. Okay. I don't know what that matters, but okay, man.
And that's what the other guy was like. So like, I don't stop with the patents. He's like, I have patents.
Okay, dude.
Like, okay, cool.
Yeah, that does sound
I want to get a patent.
like he's
something
unwell.
random. Can I patent intolerable? I mean, is there something patentable
You can
here?
probably copyright it at least.
Yeah, we need a trademark copyright, sure. But it's already done. I don't think it's done yet, but I think actually in the public eye it is, so we might win in court.
Well, there we go.
But yeah, someone took it. If like Joe Rogan decided he was starting an offshoot show called Intolerable, I think he might win that legal court case. I might not be able to beat him in the public eye then. But
You'd hope that he or someone on his team would at least like look it up to make sure it's not a podcast.
Yeah, and then they'd see there's like 25 YouTube subscribers. Come on, so you better go over there and pump up those numbers on YouTube for us. So we look more legit.
Buy some follow
I'm not
bots.
buying anything. I don't post clips. I barely do, promote the show. This is all about me being here in the room with you.
Fair.
The fact that there's lights and cameras here today and I keep looking over here is a brand new thing to this. Usually I'd just be locked in on you. Not giving a fuck about nothing else, pretending like we don't have headphones. But here we are.
Alas.
All right,
Well,
what are your
nice.
favorite freedoms? Let's kind of wrap on some freedoms.
I mean, recreational cannabis is pretty tight. Pretty happy that that's
Colorado?
what we've got going on here. I mean,
Free speech?
Yeah, free speech is chill. I don't know, there's some dickheads that say some weird shit for sure, but I think generally I'm happy about free speech. Amendment 2 is useful, but at the same time I don't see any reason for a civilian to own an assault weapon.
I think we should all have nukes, bro.
I've shot AR-15s and they're fun.
So fun.
But I don't
know if everybody
see any reason to own one.
What happens if only the government has them then? And then
That's the other bad thing, though.
Yeah, so it's kind of a catch-22.
Exactly.
Kind of got to deal with some people saying some crazy stuff. Kind of got to deal with some people having, some guns that, may or may not need to have.
Exactly.
It's kind of unfortunate.
Ain't it the way?
I think public policy might be one of the tougher things. The fact that the Founding Fathers got it so, spot on right for people.
Yeah.
There must have been some damn good philosophers. Or, predictors of the future. I don't know. They saw people and the way systems worked really well. Because we've advanced through so much technological growth, and there's foundational important truths. Their, constitutional rights are still supposedly holding up an empire.
As much as they can.
So, I don't know. But good on them. Cheers to them, since it's, celebration of their independence today.
Amen.
Cheers on them. Good for us. Good for you boys. They're all 20 and 18 and
I know, right?
all
they were youngsters.
Super young. That's awesome. They should let young people make an impact in this world instead of feeling like beaten down and trodden.
God, wouldn't that be so tight?
I'd be in for it. Sign me up.
Amen.
I got bit by a bee for the first time in like years. Sorry.
Ouch, dude. That sucks.
But just need to stop itching that. Let it heal.
Fair.
All right. What are we on here? Want to play some this beautiful instrument for me?
Yeah, sure. I'll pull out the mandolin.
Give me a little strum action. Strum-a-lum-a-lum. I think it's by law, right? The sandals, you have to play the mandolin.
It's true.
Are you wearing sandals? No, you're lucky. We would have made you play the mandolin.
They're inextricably linked.
That is beautiful. Let me just say, beautiful.
Thank you. It's built by M.L. Atkinson out of Lafayette, Colorado.
Shouts out. M.L.
Atkinson.
M.L. Atkinson. Where can they find him? On website? Do they have a website?
They do. I don't know if he's built anything recently. I got this at the Old Town Pick and Parlor in Arvada.
Okay.
I know he puts up his mandolins there, as well as the Folklore Center in Denver. Whoa.
Tuning with you live. I mean, come on, give it up. That's just good vibes.
That's
I don't know how that doesn't just...
Red-haired boy.
I don't know how you just don't fill your soul with joy hearing that instrument. Something about it. It's just such a...
It's a fun one.
So how many strings are there on that bad boy? 8?
8. It's essentially 4 different strings, but there's 2 of each. So I have 2 G strings, D strings, A strings, and E strings.
Okay.
It's tuned the same as a violin.
Oh, interesting.
But you can chord it way better, of course, because you have a pick and not a bow, and it's all flat instead of the like rounded bridge. Yeah, in bluegrass, it's predominantly used kind of as a percussion instrument. Play a lot of the backbeat on songs, so if I'm not like soloing, it's a lot of these kind of chops that are like... Yeah.
Oh, so that almost sounds a little bit more like edging on the harmonica. Or no, fucking ukulele. I don't know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like, kind of like in those beating kind of things.
Exactly.
Like, I don't know if you can make the same kind of noises. Or
I mean, it's
noises.
a similar register. Ukuleles are usually like nylon strings, and they're tuned very differently.
So completely wrong, just to be clear.
But you can, I mean, it has kind of a fuller sound when you're strumming it openly, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it does have a very full, okay. I see what you mean. Wow, yeah. That's a beautiful instrument. So how long have you been playing it?
Coming up on like 10 years.
Wow, damn, dude. And how old are you? You're old as me, right? Somewhere around there?
Yeah, I'm 26.
Fuck yeah. Wow, so you picked up at 16. Did you start guitar first?
No.
What was your first instrument?
Not at all. My first instrument was the violin.
Dang.
Which is pretty transferable to the mandolin, which is nice. Definitely had like a lot of the theory kind of locked into my brain from doing orchestra in like 5th through 8th grade.
That's where you started with violin? Mm-hmm. That's so cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome.
I mean, I play the fiddle a little bit nowadays, but this is more fun, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I don't have to worry about like bow technique and shit like that. It's just it's a more straightforward instrument at the end of the day, it feels like. But yeah, and then after that, I started playing drums in like 6th grade. Did that through like high school. And then, yeah, when I was 16, I picked this up. And it's kind of just been like anything with strings ever since.
So sick. And you just love it. It's just part of your life.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially since I have so much fucking free time this summer, man. I've been playing a ton of this thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What new things? How over the arc of 10 years? It's probably hard for you to describe to me the jumps and leaps in skill, but like, what are some new things that you pick up still, or are you constantly just practicing to maintain competency at this point?
No, there's a lot of stuff that I am like starting to work on more now, or still like am interested in, but haven't really touched much. Like the father of bluegrass, Bill Monroe, played mandolin, and all of his soloing was like this very double stoppy, like he would always do shit like that. And so I've been working a lot on that recently, just because I've gotten into that like older, like 40s, 50s.
Difficult to fucking keep that strumming. Is
yeah,
that the hardest
my
part
forearms
of that?
are honestly not bad.
Is that the hardest part of that like technique though? Is
kind of. It's also because it's always you're playing two notes at once, like all the time. And so you kind of have to map out in your mind like which ones are gonna work in what key, and like which double stops you can play over the chord that is being played by the rest of the band.
Interesting.
So it's been figuring out a lot of that and fucking up a lot at jams and making a fool of myself.
Hell yeah. Well, so how do you get to play with other people? Like, what's your kind of avenues to?
Yeah, so bluegrass has a really solid community on the Front Range of Colorado right now, and there are multiple. Excuse me, you got me stoned as hell.
Nah, I don't know what he's talking.
Yeah, there are multiple.
Hang on, we'll pause. We'll come back. He's stoned as hell. We'll come back. Oh. Radio identification. No, I want to hear about this, but I want to cut you off. He's giving me the light.
Got you.
I'm going to flip this over. Have you heard radio? You've heard radio. Give me a station identification. Make one up. You heard mine.
This is 91.55 KXSCL, The Wolf. Ow!
We're back. We're here for the after hours portion of the show. And we're talking about bluegrass.
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 Whose grass is it anyway?
It's new grass.
So what's up with this new grass? Is it Bermuda bluesgrass?
I mean, there is Leftover Salmon at one point identified their genre as polyethnic Cajun slamgrass.
Ooh, I love that.
That goes hard as fuck.
Can you give me can we come up with a cool genre of what this podcast is? I want it to be like, it's like human story, satirical, polyurethane. I don't know. You know, like, what is this? It's like I once had a drop. It was like XXX nudity in the audio form, but I don't know how you put that into
yeah, that's interesting. It's such an all-encompassing podcast.
All-encompassing, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. That'd be a good name for broadcast too. All-encompassing.
Human experience / interviews / comedy.
/ society.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe just call it society. This is a fucking society podcast, okay?
Yeah, thank you to respect that. It's a comedy society podcast.
Duh.
Basically, I've identified this new phrase that I'm going to try to coin myself. I'm a gonzo capitalist. Like, I want to be so close to understanding the capitalism that I can show you how fucked it up it is. And that's what I've been doing my whole life and not realizing it is I'm kind of a gonzo capitalist.
I support it.
Yeah.
Gonzo capitalism. That's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, have you heard my book?
No.
Oh, you're going to love this.
You got a book coming out?
I got a book coming out.
All right.
It's called Things Trump Knows Best.
Okay.
It's blank bound pages. So I'll put you on the list for the pre-orders. I'm sure you're going to want a copy for your coffee table.
Perfect.
So that when your friends walk over, they go, "What the fuck is this, Strider?" And you go, "No, open up. Please.
Read it.
It's a really good book. I
dude.
promise." And they, no, please, no. Open up. And they open, they laugh every time. And it spreads joy. The only point of this physical it's like an NFT you can buy.
Whoa.
And actually hold in your hand.
A fungible token?
It's literally a fungible token. You get fun
sick,
every
dude.
time you use it through your Jibble Life Mr. Token. There it is. No, but for real, I've got ISBN. You want to see the cover?
Sure.
I've had artists do the cover. Look, artist Lila Swanson. It's a fucking amazing. She did an amazing job with what I gave her. I'm like, I sent her a picture of an astronaut holding flag. I'm like, I like this. Do it with Trump kind of thing. Zoom in on that shit. But this is the cover, and you see the McConaughey quote on the front too.
I wish I could read this book.
It's going to be good stuff, man. So,
Fuck yeah, that's perfect.
we're just trying to finalize things with publishing now, but we're just trying to figure out how to make it happen without trying to getting a piece.
Nice.
But here in the U.S., you know, even if it costs a couple dollars more per book, we're just trying to make it happen here.
Hell yeah. That's nice.
That matters to me.
Oh.
Yeah. Grew up with like small local business in
Exactly.
my family, so want to support, make it happen here, even if you can do it for cheaper. Fuck that.
Yeah, I feel that.
Get a website. Don't list it on Amazon. You know, like go super fucking grassroots punk style with this book.
Fuck yeah, I support it.
That's what we got to do. Have you heard of England, good sir?
A couple times. Try not to think about them much.
Especially not today, am I right? Especially not today. You don't even cross our minds today, motherfuckers.
Amen.
Well, anyway, they've got this stupid little thing called knighting over there.
That's true.
Well, here at Top Shelf Studios, we've got this super cool American thing called hiding. People all my life, they've been like, hey, can I get a couple inches?
All right.
And so now I'm giving away the inches.
Okay.
Because these meat sacks that we reside in are merely physical vehicles that we drive daily until we go back and forth through the grave. And what we are on the inside, the way we treat other people, how we walk through this life with our soul and our consciousness is far more important.
Sure.
And so I'm giving out heart heights here.
Okay.
So you'll be heart heighted after a long form conversation on the show. Strider Carnes, how tall do you stand physically?
6 feet on Tinder.
There it is.
I'm 5'10".
Okay, perfect. We'll take it. The honesty will gain you another inch. Nice job. Strider Carnes, I heart height the 6'7".
Whoa.
It's a big heart. It might be a little too much to bear.
I appreciate
You
that.
might have a tough time with that heart of yours.
One day it's going to blow.
But absolute pleasure.
Oh, yeah. I wanted
you,
to
brother.
add these to your set, by the way.
Oh, this is the gift?
Yep.
The Pit Vipers, dude, they got to go on the MAGA hat. They can make the MAGA hat a little more low-key, actually, I think. Get past the YouTube censors like this. Thank you for the gift.
There you go, bud.
That's absolutely wonderful. You're the man. Make sure we send you on your way with your gift with it, which is a disc for disc golf.
Oh,
Hopefully
hell
you get
yeah.
to share some memories with friends out on the course.
Thank you. Hell yeah.
I'm sure you already maybe have a myriad of discs, but...
I actually left them all with a friend when I moved back here from Durango.
Even
I haven't
better.
gotten a set since. I was talking about this earlier. That's awesome.
That's hilarious. Maybe we'll send him with two. Dab on him. Thank you for listening. You can find him in a river playing the mandolin somewhere in the mountains.
Good luck.
Fuck off and be well.